This is from Dan Johnson. Fucking
Daniel Johnson.
Yeah, Daniel
the
Johnson.
mentally ill singer-songwriter. Dan.
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Big fan.
Yeah,
Before he died, that's amazing.
Yeah. He sent a lot in before he died.
That's brilliant.
But he also, scheduled a lot of his emails so we get, them regularly.
That's really, really good.
Today.
He would have been into that sort of
very clever
madness.
Says Eyelids just saw a TV show with a dentist who talked about how he feels trimming his nose hair and making sure he hasn't got any bats in the cave is a requirement of the job, given the fact that thousands of people are looking upwards at his nose throughout a year. So he's a dentist and he thinks part of his job is to not be in a fucking nasally, hairy mess and have bogies up stuff, because that's just being professional as a dentist. He said, are you ever self-conscious when stood on stage, or have you ever turned up, lights on you full, and you know you've got a massive spot or black eye or something? If so, do you reference it before you start your set? So, is there anything in and around stand-up that makes you nervous, makes you self-aware, or do you have any like before you get on stage that make you go, right, I'm ready, I can do this?
My clothes are something I think about a lot, and I'm a bit of a buffoon with liquids, as you've seen before when I spilt this. And there's been times where I will normally drive to whatever gig I'm doing, wherever it is, in the clothes I'm going to do the show in. And I know a lot of comics don't do that. They'll have like a shirt or a jacket or something hung up in the back of the car. Particularly comics who wear a blazer or a suit on stage. They take that separately with them and they go in casual clothes. If I was going to a gig tonight, I would be intending to wear this on stage. And there's been several times where I've had to sort of, because I've spilt something on myself on the way there, I've had to, on the way to, let's say, Birmingham, I've had to go via Stoke and find a fucking top man in Stoke to get a hoodie or a new jacket because I've spilled some shite on me. And I just can't go on stage with a tea stain or a...
I've bought a fair few £5 black T-shirts because I've got mayo like down a shirt or something.
Yeah.
I once, I took me and Jesse took the kids to the cinema just before I was on Oxford Glee. And as my daughter fell asleep, and so I put her onto my lap and was holding her there. And just as the film was ending, she pissed onto my crotch and I was sodden. But she'd managed to piss like so acutely into the area that I would have pissed into if it was me who had pissed myself. And I wandered around Westfield, desperately looking for trousers, and had to eventually drive up and in those service stations they have those little like camping shops sometimes. And I had to buy some like wading trousers to go to Oxford and do Birmingham Glee.
You were in Westfield?
I was in Westfield, but couldn't find anything in time.
Oh, right, okay.
And then...
Because that's a fucker, isn't it? Being in one of the biggest shopping
I just didn't want to be late, so I had to leave immediately. And I thought it's better to be covered in piss and punctual.
Yeah. And I can open with that salmon fishing bit that I've been really wanting to try.
I always, before a gig, will check. I will usually ask somebody else in the green room, is my nose clear? And I'll swipe my finger up my fly to make sure it's all done up.
I'm a big fan of the de-linting rollers. Don't know why anyone would give a shit about a bit of lint everywhere. But if I feel like someone in front of me is going, God, you're linty, it bugs me.
Yeah, I've got several lint rollers in the house now because I just can't.
Yeah.
I've been called vain as I'm getting ready for a gig. Like people are like, oh my God, you're being so vain. You're like, it isn't vanity. It's paranoia. It's
professionalism.
That you just look, you just want to go, do I look like a normal person? Like, is anyone going to be like, what the fuck is that? Like,
it's show business
me.
as well. At the end of the day, we are comics and whatever, but you should look presentable on stage. I've looked awful on stage in the past, but I think a lot about what I look like on stage, and I perform differently depending on what I'm wearing. I feel most comfortable on stage in some sort of bomber jacket, like an open, like this, or...
That's proper gig. I've seen you in new material like hoodie.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
bit looser.
I'm more, I'll sometimes sit on the stool on new material as well, just look and take me time a bit more. I won't really roll up with a routine until I'm really comfortable with it.
I like the idea of putting something on for a gig that makes you feel... I remember Dave Williams telling me that he always had a suit and a thing, and he was like, it's not necessary. I don't dress like a student and then put a suit on. There wasn't a massive difference, but for him, that was just part of what got him ready for the stage. Like, this is what I wear on stage, and this makes me feel like a comic? Is there
I
anything
also
you
think
wear?
there's
Do you-
like a certain thing for one of the most, and this goes for material as well as what you look like / what you wear. How you appear to an audience. The audience can't know anything about you that you don't know yourself. So if you've got a bunch of dandruff or a big spot on the end of your nose and you don't say, and it's distracting people, they're going, fuck me, he's got a lot of they're going to think that they've got, it just damages the power balance that's necessary for it to go well.
100%.
One button on your collar being buttoned and one button not being... I swear to God, I've come off and gone, oh!
That's why it was.
Oh!
No wonder they hated me.
Oh, that's why they keep saying racist. Oh. But that bugs me because I'm like, someone will have sat there going, yeah, he's good. Why is he not buttoning that second button?
Yeah, exactly.
Or when one of your buttons just comes to find that out just as you got off stage, you go, because you don't want the feeling of anyone sat there going, huh?
And this goes for material as well. If you're doing a bit of material, like I saw some a fellow comedian do once, about like what a nightmare it was when he made this girl squirt everywhere. And I remember seeing that and going, you want us to know this, and you must be more aware of why you're telling us this than how it comes across. Because you'll say, oh God, it was just such a funny story and such a nightmare. But really, you would like us.
My dick make pussy explode like fire hydrant.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Wow. Was it Tom Wrigglesworth then? That sounded like, yes, that's a brilliant... That reminds me of the Paul McCaffrey bit about subtle humble brags within, when people do that thing. Like, that's an amazing bit of material if you're single and you're out there. You know what it's like, guys, when you make a woman come too much? I'll be sticking around. I'll be downstairs in Bar Risa.
It's the same with it.
Drinking my
Whenever you ask
vouchers.
anybody how they are, oh, I'm so busy, it's a nightmare. Oh, you want me to know you're doing well.
Yeah,
You're being performative about the fact that you love the fact that you're busy. And it doesn't necessarily, it's not proof of doing well. It's you can be doing really well and not be busy.
Yeah, we've sort of mentioned this before, I suppose, which is our catchphrase. I prefer big dick.
That's going on merch. Go on.
We've mentioned this before.
With their big dick.
But I prefer, I'm dead happy I've got this. I'm excited. That's what I just don't...
Oh, no. Absolutely. I agree.
I hate that
He
whole...
paused too much there. I like big dick.
And there we are. And so does Squeaky.
No, she prefers it smaller.
Okay.
Okay.
No, absolutely. It's the what's the line from Ratatouille? I hate false modesty. It is just another way to lie.
Yeah.
Did
Little Ratatouille reference.
my goodness me?
And also that is I much prefer everybody going,
quotes.
I'm doing really well. I love my podcast and it's all going brilliantly. And here we all are. Isn't it going great for me at the moment? Rather than go, oh, it's just a nightmare. I'm so busy. It's just so much work on it. It's just a
the
nightmare.
Edinburgh Festival, for me, is the worst for that. Is the humble little brag of everyone at that... Instead of just going, I've got a 5-star review and I'm fucking made up. I worked dead hard on this. I'm paying $9,000 to be here. Let's go with the next day. I just hate that whole... I can't believe this.
People saying, I'm so proud of my little show.
My little show.
My little
proud
show.
of your little show. You're proud of yourself. And it's not... that's what led to me, possibly inadvisedly and in-jokedly to myself, only referring to my last show as my massive and important show.
My little show is sold out on Saturday. I can't believe it. Well, you should believe it. You're in a 40-seater and you were on Have I Got News For You on Saturday. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, my little show doesn't work if you're in the
My
Pleasance.
Little Show.
What is it, like the Pleasance Grand?
Yeah.
My little
little
show's
show.
doing very well.
This is show business. It's the life we chose. Oh, duh.